Hey there everybody, thanks for tuning into this lesson. Today we're going to be taking a look at practicing scales using octave displacement. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, basically what this is it actually came out of me sitting down and trying to come up with a load of ideas using octave displacement technique. And that is literally where you take a scale and you just chop and change where some of the notes within that scale are within any given octave. So it makes it sound as though you're playing some really wide interval stuff. Sounds pretty cool, but a really useful way I should say of approaching this technique and using it in an intervallic way is by learning an octave displacement pattern, just one pattern based on a major scale, and then applying your knowledge of that pattern, or I should say the intervals within that, to any given scale. And I use this a lot, and it really helps with my understanding of intervals. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do there. What I've done is I've actually prepared a PDF with 6 of these octave displacement patterns within them that you'll get when you download this free lesson pack. But for the moment, for the lesson, I just want to concentrate on it's the first one of the 6, and I'm going to use that as an example. So let's get straight to it. It is quite technically demanding for the right hand, so you might have to practice this major pattern a little bit to start with, but keep it slowly. And again, technique is not really the issue here, it's about your understanding of intervals. Okay, so if I just explain what I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to take an A major scale. Okay, now instead of playing it like that in order, what we're going to do is apply some octave displacement. And as I said before, I'm going to use the first example, and this is how it sounds. Okay, what exactly am I doing there? I'll show you. It's exactly the same order of notes, but they appear in different octaves. So we start with a root, so I'll just call it 1. Here's 1, and then we go to the second note. Instead of playing it on the E string, we're going to jump up to the D, fret 9. So we get 1, 2, then we continue on for 3 and 4 on the G string. Okay, so far. Okay, we're up to 4 now. For 5, we jump back down to the A string, 7th fret. Then for 6 and 7 to the D string, frets 4 and 6. Then we finish up with the octave here on the top E string at fret 5. So nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octave. But what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to descend with the pattern as well. So we get. Okay, once more. Okay, now what I'm going to do is apply that to various different modes and scales. But the key is here that I've only memorized that first major pattern. It's very much like when you learn your major scale and you learn all of the other scales, it's literally just alterations of the major scale. So this is using that principle, but it is really effective here because it really tests how well you know your intervals, because these octave displacement ideas can really throw you as opposed to just playing a scale in order as you would up and down. It's a lot easier doing it that way. It's a lot less easy doing it this way. So what we can then do is we can apply that to various, it's just starting simply, we can apply it to various different modes within the major scale. So we can do Dorian, maybe A Dorian. So here's our scale. Okay, now if we apply that octave displacement pattern to it, it should sound like this. And again here, I haven't memorized that shape, I'm just altering the notes according to the formula of the scale itself. So Dorian mode, I'm making sure that I have a flat 3 and a flat 7 in there. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, regular 6, flat 7. Okay, good. We can do the same thing with Phrygian now. So playing our Phrygian scale. So making sure we've got that flat 9 in there, and a flat 6 and a flat 7, of course flat 3 as well. So that should sound something like this. Okay, then Lydian mode. Exactly the same as our major version, but we just raised the 4th degree. So root, 9th, 3rd, sharp 4. Okay, mix a Lydian mode, same as the major, but we flatten the 7th. Aeolian, flat 6, and again we've got a minor 3rd in there as well. Don't forget the flat 7. So okay, so Locrian, playing our scale. So nice and slowly. Okay, so hopefully you can see the value in that. It's a really, really useful technique here because you have to really think on your feet. And as I said before, you're not memorizing these shapes. You're memorizing one and altering them accordingly. So it really is a challenge for you. Also, you've got to make sure you keep up with that right hand techniques. It's a bit challenging doing swapping strings. Okay, you might want to move on to doing some melodic minor stuff. So if you took a melodic minor scale, you could do various different modes with that scale. So if you took, let's say, A melodic minor. Okay, there's A melodic minor scale. So if we play that nice and steady, there we have it. So I'm just thinking a minor chord with that raised 7th degree. Obviously the raised 6th as well. So I'll do that once more. Okay, so you might want to take the 2nd degree or the 2nd mode of a melodic minor scale, and it will be Dorian flat 9. So if we play the scale from A, okay, so root, flat 9, 3rd, 5th, 4th, 6th, flat 7, root. Right, you might want to try something different now, maybe harmonic minor, or let's do the 5th mode of harmonic minor, which is Phrygian dominant, so A Phrygian dominant. Here's our scale. So again, being aware of the intervals contained within that scale, it should sound like this. There we have it. Oh, sorry. Let's do one more. You might want to try, going back to melodic minor, you might want to try Lydian Augmented. So here's our Lydian Augmented scale. Once more. So we have a sharp 4 and a sharp 5. Okay, Okay, let me just go through those with you. Root, or 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, sharp 5 is here. Oh, sorry. The others are the same, 6, 7, root. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how useful this is, and it's really, really challenging if you sort of get a bit of paper and write down a whole load of different scales. You've got to know the formula for those scales, otherwise you're going to be stumped with this. So it's really, really good practice rather than just playing the scales up and down. You have to really keep on your toes with this. As I said before, on the PDF there's 6 of these octave displacement ideas in total, so when you find that you're getting a bit bored of that particular pattern, octave displacement pattern, you can use some of the others provided. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I've enjoyed putting it together, and stay tuned for the next one coming soon. Alright, thanks guys, take care.